Today we're going to talk about how to complete the Colossal review chart that you will have every week, and you will get to choose the artist that you're looking at. What you need to do is, this is going to be attached to the assignment, and you'll go to thisiscolossal.com, and this website is a collection of very short posts of different artists, lots of different mediums, and definitely a really wonderful place to find contemporary artists doing really interesting things. So when you go to Colossal initially, you can scroll onto the main page and see what they've recently posted. You also can look specifically at any of these sections here. I like to look at the More tab because you're able to see all the different general topics that they have. So if you're really interested in painting, you can look at all the painting blog posts that are together, or anatomy, or flowers. Any of these you can click and you'll be able to see a really cool topic. So here, if I choose anatomy, all of the different kinds of art, once this loads, are going to have something to do with anatomy. So we have this really cool tea set that's, weird and got lots of, body parts there. We've got, keep going. So sometimes the posts are a little long. We've got these really cool, very scientific tattoos, which tattooing is also a pretty wicked cool form of art. So whenever you scroll down, sometimes you gotta kind of peek through things a little bit quick. And, there's gonna be a lot of really interesting, cool things no matter what topic you choose. You can also use this search here. So let's say there's a particular art form or subject that I like. Let's look into quilling. And all of the results now are going to show artwork that is this form of art called quilling, where they roll lots of paper to make these designs and glue it down. You'll also see as well, of course, that there's multiple pages of this, so you can kind of peek through. Don't take too long finding the art you're going to make a post about. It's okay if even you write a post about something that you don't like, because, analyzing artwork that we don't particularly find interesting or don't like also can be a very valuable thing. So now I'm going to choose, this is the artist and the piece that I would like to look at. This was actually the first post whenever I looked on the website. Seemed pretty cool. So this is the artist Gil Bruvel, and he has these really cool sculptures that are made out of sticks, and they're painted and formed to create these very cool faces. And we're gonna look at that. So I would look through all the photos. There's a video at the bottom too, and I want to read through. Usually these are pretty short, so this is just a few paragraphs. You'll also notice that there's a few links here, so I can click these and it will open a new tab. So this one takes me to Wikipedia, so that way I can learn more about Vipassana, which is a kind of meditation that inspires this artist. I can click their name, and usually it'll take to their website, so I can look at different collections and other things about this artist. I can read more about the artist specifically, look at their biography, and there usually is a lot more information on their website than on the Colossal page. And you want to kind of keep in mind the time. This should take, maybe about 20 minutes or so. So don't take so long reading and looking into their art that you end up taking a much longer time because you haven't gotten to the form yet. So when I go to the Colossal review form, of course, first I'm going to type in my name for the form. And I need to copy and paste the link to the art that I viewed. So I want to try and keep a tab open. And I'm going to copy this and paste, because if you're choosing your specific artist and not one that I choose for you, I need to be able to see what it is that you're looking at. This first question here says that I need to describe the work. Use words from a list of elements and principles of art, and use at least 5 adjectives or descriptive phrases in this section. So I'm going to say that these sculptures are large and created by layering sticks and pieces of wood to create images of faces. The artist uses gradient colors on a lot of their work, and these images usually seem to have cool colors that are calming. And it's totally okay if you have some run-on sentences. I'm not going to count off for spelling errors. Try to, keep things clear. But let's see here. Double checking how many adjectives I use. So I've got large. Let's see, I talked about that there's layering, so that's descriptive. That they use gradient colors, that's 3. And that they're cool colors. And also calming, so there we go. I've got 5 there. If I want, I could add a little bit more information about the work, but that's perfectly fine. Oh, I'm sorry, I completely forgot about talking about the elements and principles of art. So this work concentrates on form and color. So the form, of course, for the physical mass of the piece, and because the color is so important, I could even talk a little bit more about that. So what is my opinion of the work? Why do I like it or not like it? And there really is no right or wrong answer for this, but the thing is I need to make sure that I explain it. So I really like this artist's work because of its calm nature, and he is very skilled in creating varied portraits with such a simple item. Okay, so 1 sentence there. I said all I need, that's fine. So each of these should be at least 1 sentence, if not a little bit more. So a very short paragraph, anywhere from 1 to 5 sentences. So does this work make you think of anything you have seen before? What was it? Where did you see it? And how does this remind you of that? The immediate thing that I thought of was those pin toys that you can make impressions with of your hand, face, or any object. So these, I don't know if y'all are familiar with, but they were very big when I was a kid. And so they're not sharp pins, but you would flatten it out and then press an object into it, and it makes the impression of it. So this is very similar to that. This is familiar to me from my childhood. I also like that these pieces are very pixelated in their imagery. It makes me also think of images that have been blown up too large, so they become pixelated. Okay, would I like to make something like this? Do you think that it would be difficult? Does thinking about making something like this make you appreciate the work? I think that in scale, this might be tricky to create. I definitely would think working from the bottom up would be best, but I would be concerned that it might tip over and not be balanced. So would I like to make something like this? And you don't have to answer every single question. If you want to just kind of take one of the questions and talk a little bit about it, so that way your answer is not, an essay. So I pretty much just answered that, would I think it would be difficult? So that's fine to just talk about the one. Would I like to own a piece of this artist's work? Do you think it goes with your personal style? And what is your personal style? So again, I don't need to necessarily answer every single part of this question, especially when you do these more than once. You don't necessarily need to explain your personal style every single time that you answer this. So would I like to own a piece of this artist's work? I think having a piece of their work would be pretty cool. My personal artwork in the past has dealt with pixelation, so I think it does go with my personal style. And last, evaluate this work as fine art. Do you think this work qualifies as fine art? Is it more of a craft? Does it belong in a museum? Is this particularly intellectually challenging? And why do you feel that way? So again, this is a very open-ended question, and I don't have to answer every single one of them. But the main thing is, is it fine art or is it not? These sculptures are definitely fine art. I could see these in a museum or gallery. So let me see what else. Is it intellectually challenging? These pieces seem at the surface to be fairly straightforward. But perhaps if I read more into the type of meditation they refer to or relate to, I might have more to say. Or actually, not I might have more to say. There might be more to it. There we go. And then I will submit. Boom. So once my response has been recorded, I don't need to submit another response, just once per week when that is posted. And these are going to hopefully also be a little bit of research for you and reference, so that way you're seeing what contemporary artists are doing in ways that you might want to try to incorporate within your work or might inspire your work. And that is what we're doing here.